Hi everyone. Have a quick look at the Ftse, and since we spoke last time about it, we've actually had the breakout from the many months of resistance that we had around 56.80. If we just backtrack over here, we could see before when we were looking at this, I think we were trading around here, we had a lower highs and lower lows emerging. We had a first high at 56.80, then a bit lower, and then a bit lower than that, and then after that, we just since slew of good numbers out of Apple, and generally good numbers out of the banks. We had a lot of positive momentum to the market, and again we made another run up. We actually broke the lower high pattern, but again we found resistance at the first high that we had, which is over here. But then after that, after another small pullback of about 60-70 points, we finally broke through. And just as I thought last time, we did break through, but we then tested the previous resistance, and it acted as a support, and it acted as a support very strongly, because we actually bounced up it a good 1, 2, 3, 4, about a good 7, 8, 9 times, and it proved to be a very, very strong level. And it used the support as a foundation to push higher, as you could see, and then we actually broke the 5700 level, and we went higher. We actually went as high as 54,780, and then after that again came back off, bounced off that support, made another attempt to go and test that previous high that we had, but then we just came off, and we actually bounced off the initial lower high trend that we had. As you can see, this red line here, this was the thing that this is the slightly lower high that we were having, and as you could see, this bounced off the mark on that level. And that's why what I tend to do is leave a lot of these trend lines still on the chart, even though it might have broken it, or because you never know where it might still act as a reference point. And as you can see here, it acted as a good reference point, even though when it actually came above here, it sort of disregarded whatever this level, but over here it still turned out to be very good as a reference point. And then off that we bounced pretty strongly, and on today's after the Fed announcement yesterday that it's going to keep rates low for a very long time, we just continued higher, and now we've broken that 57.48, and now that level now could be acting as a support, because if we actually look down to a 5-minute chart, as you can see, we sort of found support above that level. If I just so yeah, this is going to be like a key level now, in terms of if this is going to just be another platform to sort of consolidate and find value before we go on higher, because it looks like I was saying before, the market just seems to be going one way right now. There's no, people literally being forced into equities right now, since there's no other real place where you can put your money. Like if you put it into bonds or something, you're literally paying the governments to take your money, so it's just ridiculous really. So getting those dividend paying stocks, and that is what's driving up this market. And if we just look back on the 60-minute, if we just look at potential retracement levels, well, if we go to the fib retracement and we just get it from this low point here to this level, as you can see here, we actually bounced off the 50 retracement level on this pullback. We actually bounced off the 38.2 initially. This actually worked out to be a really good fib line. As you can see, we bounced off the 38.2, which was at 56.77, which also roughly coincided with the previous support we had from the previous high. Bounced off a good 60 ticks, and then we came off again, and then we bounced off solidly off the 50% retracement level, which was at 56.54, and since then we've just gone higher still. So if we now check out what the fib levels are on this latest move up, levels to look out for is 57.22.5, and 50 is 57.08, and the 78.6 coincides roughly with the 38.2 on this Fibonacci level and the previous support that we had from the previous move up. So there's a lot of lines over here. I guess it can get all a bit confusing, but the main ones I'm really looking at is just the support and resistance ones that are working pretty well, and I'll just be looking around those levels. And if we go even further, really, in terms of possible targets to the upside, on this contract I don't even have that much data, so it'll be very interesting to see where we go in. 6,000 is the obvious level where we'll probably be looking at next, but again, we've had a pretty big run up this year, so we'll be just have to see how much more this can really take before we start getting something more of a substantial pullback. But until next time, good luck with your trading.